Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am already glam today, so I am not doing a makeup tutorial. I need to do one soon because it's been a while, but I'm here to be talking to you about all of my top favorite Morphe brushes. Honestly, you guys, obviously you know tools are #1 in makeup. Yes, you can have all the products in the world, but if you don't have the correct tools, you can't do your makeup. I mean, you can, but I'm being dramatic. But these are my top favorite Morphe brushes that help me get all of this done. So if you want to see my favorite Morphe brushes, then please keep on watching. So first things first is we're going to be talking about this amazing, large, fluffy, soft, you name it, powder brush. This is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH01 brush. You guys, a long time ago I watched Jaclyn's video. I mean, I'm obsessed with Jaclyn. If you watch me, you should know I'm obsessed with her by now. But a while ago she used this La Mer powder brush and it literally looked just like this, and this is an exact dupe, and I think the brush was like $100 or something like that. Something crazy for a stupid powder brush, and this one is not even close to the cost. I think this one's like between 10 to 20 bucks, I don't remember. But the reason I love this brush so much is because it's just, first of all, like I said, it's so nice and large, it's so fluffy and soft, it like just feels so amazing on the skin. I like to use this brush to like kind of blend out my work at the end and try to kind of just like go over things, or even just like dust away like my bake, or even like when I pluck my eyebrows, I like to like the hair that falls out, I like to just go like this. I use this a lot on my clients as well, just for a finishing touch at the end. Just make sure everything is seamless and blended and just tap it all in. Sometimes I will dip into just like a MAC like Studio Fix powder and go over the whole face, give it that airbrushed flawless effect. This brush can be like used for a million things. You can use it for your body because it's so large. Literally, this brush is so good. I love this one. Okay, next brush I'm going to be talking about is the Morphe E34 brush. It is just like this flat powder brush, and it's like densely packed, and the reason I like this one so much is because when I am not using a beauty sponge, I've posted my face routine, I'll link it down below, so you know I like to press my powders in with a sponge, but sometimes you know you're in a rush or you just don't have time, or in general you just want to use a brush. This is the brush I would use to pack it all into my skin. I feel like it works just like a sponge because you can press it into the skin, and when I do my makeup, I personally like to push things into my skin versus just like rub on top of the skin, if that makes any sense. Or for example, when I'm like baking my cheeks, I like to take this, pat the bake in, and then rub away the excess powder, and this brush is perfect for it. It doesn't disturb the base underneath. It's just like perfect. It's like soft enough, but it's also like dense enough so it doesn't, you know, ruin anything. It's almost like a kabuki brush, I would kind of consider it, just because it's so like short and like packed, but I really love this brush. Okay, so the next two brushes I'm going to be talking about, and the reason I'm saying both of these at the same time is because I use them for the same things depending on my mood. This is the large fan brush by Morphe, and no, it is not for highlight. This is a Morphe M143 brush, and this one is just kind of like a large bronzing brush. It is a M527 brush, and the reason I'm talking about these both at the same time, like I said, is I use them both for the same things, but just depending on how precise I want to be is either I choose this one or this one. So I use both of these for my bronzer, and when I do my makeup, I like to, before I contour, I like to go out and bronze up and warm up the entire face. I just think it gives it like a sun-kissed effect, and then you go out and chisel those cheeks. You know, you get the color and warmth back into the skin, but then you go and do, you know, your contour, highlight, and all that fun stuff. So this one I really love. It's too big for like a highlighter brush, but it's perfect to fit into the hollows of your cheeks. When you do want to bronze up, but you don't want it to disperse everywhere on your face, you could still bronze and be precise, but still warm up the skin. So I love it for that, and it's just like so perfect and like flimsy, I would say, because like look at that. The bristles are just so like easy to work with, and they just kind of glide right on top of the skin, and you don't even have to pat with this one. If you set your face, you can rub and it will not disturb the base underneath because of the bristles being so soft. In my opinion, that's what I found. So I just like to go like this around the whole entire face and just chisel it out, and you could be so precise. Like you could hit the jaw. You can almost contour with this brush, but I like to bronze because it is a little larger for a contour brush, but if you don't want like such a harsh chiseled contour, you could definitely use this brush. Even when I'm not in the mood to like sit there and contour my nose, I'll even hit it on the sides of the nose, the tip, just something fast and easy. So I definitely love this brush. And the same thing I use this one for is bronzing as well. But this is when I want to bronze all over and be quick, easy out the door. This brush is perfect for that. It still can be a little precise, but it is larger. So it's like from the side, it's a little more flat, and then it's like larger, wider this side. Not larger, wider from that side. And I like to literally just go in all over my face and go like that. So like I'll start with the most product over here so it is more like chiseled over there, and then I'll go around and just disperse the product and warm up the entire skin with this. The reason I love Morphe brushes so much, and the reason I do use them, is because first of all, if you're a makeup artist, you know, you can vouch for me, is that like products are very costly, and when you're getting quality for less, you cannot complain or go wrong. So that's why I love Morphe brushes so much, and in general Morphe products. Like a lot of their products are amazing. Their eyeshadows are stunning. All their collaborations are amazing. Like they like go big or go home with saving you so much money. So how can you complain for the price? Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like my expensive brushes, I do like my other stuff, but honest to God, if you watch all my videos, I think I only really use Morphe brushes all around, besides for a few brushes here and there, some MAC brushes, some NARS brushes, but other than that, these Morphe brushes are literally my everyday ride or dies. Okay, so the next brush that I like to use on my face is much smaller than the rest that I just talked about. This is the Morphe E23 brush, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I love this so much. Okay, so you would think it's kind of like an eyeshadow brush, but it's not. I mean, I guess you can use your brushes for whatever you want. I always use like, sometimes I'll use like a brush that's for like powder, I'll use it for cream. It just depends, you know, you can do whatever you want. There's no right or wrongs in makeup. But what I love this brush for is for detailed work with creams. I love it because it's so perfect for spot concealing or like covering up some pimples, or you know, when you're blending out your concealer even with a beauty sponge, you can get right into that corner and just blend that out very soft and easy, because sometimes you can't get all the way up into that corner. I like to go around the nose with this, or even when I love to use a smaller brush for this for foundation, I'll put my foundation on with like a sponge, but if I feel like I need more coverage in a certain spot, I don't want to go in with a large foundation brush or take more on my sponge, because it might go in the wrong spots that I don't want it to. What I love this brush for is like, okay, like I just said, I pretend my foundation is on, it's a clean canvas, I think I need a little more coverage in this area. I'll literally dip back into my foundation and just go into the areas that I think I need more coverage, and this brush is perfect for that. It's so detailed. I love working with smaller brushes because I feel like you could do such good detail work, and I feel like your makeup is all in the detail. Alright, so the next brush I'm going to be talking about, I won't go too much into detail about this one because it's just like simple what I use it for. This is a Morphe E48 brush, 48 brush. This is a tapered powder brush, and the reason I love this one is because it comes to such a fine point, not a fine point, but a small enough point to get right under and powder those under eyes, set the lid, set in your forehead, T-zone, in the creases of your nose, set all the fine areas that you need. You could dust away your bake with this. You could use this for endless things. If you really wanted to use it for contour, you could. I wouldn't. This is more of a powder brush. Also, what I like to use this brush for, it's kind of weird, I would say, but I like to dip it into powder. After I blow out my under eyes with eyeshadow and like smoke it out, I like to take this, dip it in like a little translucent powder, even like a pressed banana powder, or just something that I set my under eyes with, pressed powder, loose powder, whatever you prefer, and take it and just go like that and blend out the lower lash line, because I feel like it just blends right into your powder, your concealer, and everything below. So this brush is perfect for that, and I do like, it's like weird, I'll use it as wiping away my bake, setting my under eye as well, and to blend out my lower lash line with a little powder, just so it doesn't look like there's like a distinct line of where you put the shadow, your powder, and your concealer and stuff like that. Okay, the next brush is this Jaclyn Hill X Morphe JH05 brush, and the reason I love this brush so much, you would think it's similar to this one I talked about earlier, which is the Morphe E34 brush. It's not. I mean it is, but I don't use it for that. You're gonna actually laugh of what I use this for. It is kind of just like this flat packed powder brush. I like to use this for body highlighter. I hit the shoulders with it. It's like the perfect size without being a huge, fluffy, big, huge brush for the body. It's just like a perfect, like I said, detailed. You can, for the body, this is small. I like to hit my collarbones with it, you know, my chest. I'll even hit it down my legs. I won't go too much into detail about this one, but I just love this brush for that. I mean, you can literally use any brush, but I'm just sharing what I use my favorite brushes for. So this one is just like perfect to hit the collarbone. It just gets that glow all over fast, easy out the door without using like a small little brush to pack it on. I just like to go one and done, swipe it all over and walk out the door and be glowy and amazing. Okay. The last brush I'm going to be talking about for the face is the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe JH06 brush. And you guys, this is I saved it for last because this is my ride or die brush. I do everyone's makeup with it, every client. I do my face with it every single day. I don't know, let me explain to you or show you first. It is just like this angled, slightly angled, little fluffy brush. And I don't even know what you would call this, like a blush brush, a blending brush, a touch-up brush. You can use this brush for endless things, you name it, you can use it for. I am obsessed with this brush for blush. I'm obsessed with this brush for blush. So I don't like an angled blush brush. In my opinion, I do use them sometimes when I want like more of a packed on blush look. But this brush disperses your blush so, this is like a tongue twister. This brush disperses your blush. I literally can't talk. That's a tongue twister. So I like to disperse it all over my cheeks, and it just goes out so blown out and perfect on your cheek. I can't explain, you just have to pick up this brush. If I'm being real, this brush is my favorite that I talked about so far because I just feel like it's perfect. I'll also take a luminous powder, for example, the Hourglass Ambient powder. I'll put it on my cheeks with this brush because it's so fine, so soft, and so fluffy. It kind of just it's so loose and easy. That sounded wrong, I'm so sorry, but it's just loose and perfect just to disperse anything on your cheeks evenly. When I'm doing my blush, I love blush. But you can easily go overboard if you're just going with a harsh angled blush brush because it just, puts it right where you swipe it and it almost looks like a contoured blush, and I don't like that look. I like my blush to just look like a kiss of color, and this brush is perfect for that. I also, like I said, I want to show you an example. Let me find my powder. My Absolute powder by Lancome, I will take the slightest amount because I don't want to be too overboard. I'm going to actually show you guys what I mean. Let's pour a little in the cap. Literally a dot size amount, and I'll take it, tap it out, and just hit the apples of the cheek with a little bit of glow, and then go all over the face, just whatever's left on the brush, and it just gives the most perfect application every time. Do you see how it just glowed up the cheeks, but not too harsh? It wasn't a spot detailed, I'm gonna talk about this later, it's not a spot detailed brush where you would get such a packed on highlight. It just disperses it so perfectly. I hope you know what I mean, and I hope you check this brush out so you guys can see the love. You will feel it too, trust me. Okay, so since I already brought this one up, let's talk about the Morphe M501 brush. This is everyone's ride or die highlighter brush. Every YouTuber, every person, everybody that talks about Morphe is obsessed with this brush. It is just the perfect highlighter brush. It is just packs on your highlight so perfectly and detailed. Detailed is the key word of this freaking video. So it packs it on so perfectly. What I like to do is spritz my face with a little bit of the Morphe Prep and Set and just hit it on the cheeks right exactly where I want it. The tip of the nose, even the brow bone, on top of the brow, chin, lip, everywhere in my T-zone, maybe everywhere else. You could use this for your body highlight as well, some shoulder action, some collarbone action. This brush is the perfect highlighter brush. I don't need to talk about it so much because I'm sure you guys have heard about this so many times. Okay, so now we're getting into eye brushes. So the first one I'm gonna be talking about is the Morphe M456 brush. And the reason I love this brush so much, okay, so it's it's a flat brush, but it also can get fluffy from the side if you turn it. What I like to use this brush for is multi-use brush. I could do almost my entire eyeshadow look with this brush alone, and let me tell you why. So you can turn it sideways, which is this way, but straight onto your face, and just blend your crease shade out, or your transition shade I should say, You can blend it out like this, but then if you want to go with like a darker shade and go lower, you can turn your brush towards like the flat side, like this way, straight towards your face, and get right packed in to that crease area, so tight and nice and perfect. And then you can pack on some dark shadow and give some dimension on the outer corner, blend it out, make a wing with it. You could do so many things with this brush alone. You could literally create, actually, this eyeshadow look that I did today, I literally used this brush and I used pretty much this brush and one large fluffy blending brush, and that's it, literally, just to pack on these shadows, and I'm easy, done, out the door. I look glammed. It looks like I tried, when really I only have 2 colors on my eyes and just like a highlighter shade on my brow bone. But this brush is just so perfect. There are larger versions of it that Morphe sells, but the reason I like this one is because it's a detailed brush. You can blend out your crease shade with it, but then you can use it for a detailed packing in the like inner crease, you know, the lower, the outer corner, under the lash line. You could use this for literally your whole entire eye. All right, the next brush I'm gonna be talking about is another Jaclyn Hill x Morphe brush, is the JH40 brush. I probably have about 15 of these brushes laying around all over my house, at the salon, everywhere, you name it. This is just like a skinny tapered detailed blending brush, and the reason I like this one so much is because, like I said, detailed, you can get into that detail work of your crease and just take like I like to deepen up my crease, like always at the end, add things, or even just in the beginning. I'll like to take this and get the dark color right nice and tight in the crease and just blend it out, or if I have some detail work to blend out on the lower lash line, I'll go ahead and blend that out. I'll blend, you know, like the edges. But yeah, this brush is like perfect. I almost don't do my makeup without it, even though I did today. But like I usually use this on my clients for the lower lash line, on myself for the lower lash line. Detailed work in the crease, detailed work in the outer corner, smoking out your eyeshadow. Smoking out your eyeliner. I love to use it for that. So this brush, honestly, I guess the moral of this video is detailed brushes are better, in my opinion. I hope you agree, but maybe if you're using too big of brushes and that's why you're getting your eyeshadow everywhere else, or even on your face, too big of brushes, try using smaller detailed brushes, and putting placement is everything in makeup, I feel like. So these brushes help you with placement a lot. The next brush I'm going to be talking about is this Morphe Y16 brush, and this is the large fluffy brush that I used today for my eyeshadow for my transition shade. It is literally just a large, a little bit flat packed blending brush, and when I'm in a rush, or even every single day, I'll even dip this into my bronzer and just like contour the eyelid a little bit just to give it some dimension. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of blending. Fast, easy. This is not really a detailed brush because it is fluffy and larger, so I do like to use this when I do want the product, my transition shade, to just kind of like go everywhere, nice, fast, and easy. Today I went in with my transition shade and literally just washed it all over, even took it over the lid, and then took a darker, I took that other packing brush that I talked about first and just packed onto that matte shade onto the lid. So these are the only 2 brushes that touched my eyes today, literally. Okay, we're down to the last few brushes, and they are all detailed brushes except this one. Let me talk about this one really quickly. This is the Morphe M224 brush. I like to use this one for packing on glitters or shimmers if I am not using my finger. It's just like a flat packing brush, and I also like to use this to cut the crease if I'm not being precise with it because it is larger. If I want to just cover a ground with some concealer, I will go in with this brush. I'll even wipe it off. I have a few other ones. I'll take another one and take the shimmer and pack it right on top of the concealer so it sticks. I do like this one for cutting the crease because it kind of is like a nice concealer brush. If I'm not using it for the eyes, what I will do, I do this more so on my clients. I like to take my concealer on the back of my hand versus using the doe foot applicator on their face, because sometimes I feel like you can, right from the doe foot, you can like put too much product on. So I'll put on the back of my hand, use this brush, and just, you know, like put it in the places I need, go around the nose, you know, highlight the T-zone, and then I'll go out with like a beauty sponge and just blend it all out. So this brush can be used for cutting the crease, packing on shimmers, under the eye concealer. Obviously, wouldn't recommend blending it with this. You can place your contour with this brush. You could do so many things, and then it becomes a detailed brush because your face is larger than your eyes, so you can use it as a detailed brush for your face as well. Okay, so the next brush that I like to use for a detailed cutting the crease brush is the Morphe JH40 4-2 brush, which is this Jaclyn Hill one as well. It is just like a small flat brush, and I like to use this for a detailed, if I'm doing like a sharp cut crease, just to get it like nice, tight, and perfectly lined on my crease, and just create the perfect, literally perfect line. Or if I'm doing like a halo eye, I will use this to pack on the shimmer or the glitter in the center of the lid so it doesn't disperse it everywhere. I just detail it right in the center, right exactly where I want it. It doesn't go anywhere else. So this is perfect for that. You can also use this to, you know, take that darker shade instead of using like a flat definer brush. I normally use like something like this to get right nice and tight under the lower lash line to, you know, get those darker shades right underneath, right towards the lash line. So yeah, this one is perfect for that. Okay, for real, last but not least are my Morphe sponges. These sponges are everything. Honestly, I literally just bought a bunch of beauty blenders and I've been using one. I just started using it, and I swear to God, I kind of like the Morphe brushes or Morphe sponges better. Just dropped it. I kind of like the Morphe sponges better because of the flat line that you can create like anything with. You can bake the cheeks so nice and so perfect. You can get the sides of the nose. These are the Jeffree Star mini ones. They have the same one and the larger one. I fell on the floor and don't feel like grabbing it. So I like the red one and the pink one. They're pretty much the same, but these are the Jeffree Star mini ones. I like to put on my eyeshadow primer with this, tap it out, do some detailed work on the nose, bake the sides, bake my, you know, make my nose smaller with some bake. You could do everything you want with this. Sometimes I'll even clean up my lipstick with this. I literally use these mini ones every day, and I also use the larger one every day to put on my foundation. I love using the flat side to pack it right into the skin, and that's the sponge that I use. I use the flat side and pack it right into my skin instead of, if I'm not using the brush that I talked about in the beginning, I will take my Morphe larger one, let me get it off the floor, and push all my powders into the skin so nicely. I'll use it for my concealer, packing in my foundation, putting on my foundation, everything, you name it. Oh my God, I cannot even believe I didn't talk about my legit favorite contour brush. So sorry, this is my favorite brush for contour. If you know me, NARS Ita brush is my shit for contour, but not anymore. I feel like this is my new favorite. This is a Morphe M405 brush, you guys. This brush makes you have the nicest, most chiseled cheeks, but without being that harsh, like obvious contour. It's like this angled brush. You could use this for like bronzing, but I wouldn't, in my opinion. I love it for a perfect contour, so I'll bronze up my face with my larger brushes, dip into my Kat Von D contour, and just hit it right here, and it just gives you that like depth and like shadows that you need right in the perfect areas, and it's just like fluffy and like, it's just like so fluffy and nice that it just disperses it everywhere. It gets right nice and tight on the jawline. You could do some forehead, and I will take it down my nose. Lately, I haven't even taken like small brushes to contour my nose. I don't like such a harsh nose contour on my face. I'll just take this on the sides, and it's not that I don't like it. I'm kind of lazy to sit there and take 17 brushes on my nose. So I'll take this and, you know, really contour my nose with this one, and it actually works perfectly. I just love this brush for contour. I cannot even believe I forgot to talk about this one. All right, guys, and that completes all of my top favorite Morphe brushes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. I would really, really appreciate it. The question of the day for you guys today is, what is your ride or die favorite Morphe brush? Comment down below, or just your favorite brush in general. Let me know down below. Also, comment what you would like to see next, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.